kidnapped, walking the scene with you in old flicks from the 90s. So keen, the VHS Club, they're the talk of the town. Breaking it down, spreading nostalgia all around. Moving and grooving to the synth-pop sound. Their insights so fresh, painting pictures profound. From Pulp Fiction to Clueless, they know it all. The genuine love for movies stands tall. Unfolding memories on that VHS screen, talking about classics like you've never seen. Katie with a charm, Matt with that wit. Together they make the VHS Club legit.
Welcome to the Breakfast Club, VHS Club, the club. How's it going?
Hello.
Happy Thursday.
Is it Thursday?
We
what
don't
week
know.
is this?
We
What
don't-
year are we in?
we
This
don't
year
know.
has felt like it's been 500 years long so far.
It's true. But fun fact, so today is Thursday, March 26th, and the Breakfast Club takes place on Saturday, March 24th, 1985. So we're
We
close.
almost nailed this
We
one.
almost nailed this one. So accidentally, because we weren't even supposed to do this episode
yes,
tonight.
not on purpose.
Not on purpose. You are joining us, if you're joining us live, for an episode switch up. We were supposed to do Bushwhack tonight, and everything fell apart in all of the best side questy weird kinds of ways. So we were like, hey, let's do Breakfast Club. We know that one super well. We haven't talked about it yet. We're all in. So really thrilled that it looks like all of you are in as well. Lots of hellos to John Hughes fans. My comments
Yes.
here are going crazy. It's a Thursday. All right, there we go.
Our comments are like expanding and shrinking
They're
and
changing
moving all over the
size.
screen. Just whatever. We're just going with it.
We're going with
So Josh has
it.
seen it. I bet Val has seen this.
I feel
I
like
feel
Val might.
confident
yeah.
saying Val has seen this,
Okay.
which means I'm
Alright.
probably wrong, but we'll find out.
Well, it looks like so it. Wait, I was gonna say that Paul has seen this. Oh, he hasn't answered me yet. Okay, so we don't know whether or not Paul has seen this.
I'm sure.
Josh has said he's seen this twice. I feel like everyone has seen this. We have Matt hanging out with us. We have Kathy. We have Cherie hanging out with us, who's seen it several times. Sometimes it's just background noise. She says, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So true. So true. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. And so right off the bat, before we even dive into like what this movie is about, I would love to know if you're hanging out with us live, or you know what, if you're watching this later, drop this in as well. Let us know what your favorite John Hughes movie is. Is it this one?
Yeah.
Is it another one? There's so many good ones. We've done a few of them, but we actually haven't done that many of his sort of like, well, we did Pretty in Pink. We haven't done that many of the like
We
his
did
high school
Pretty in
ones.
Pink.
Home Alone,
Yeah, we did Home Alone,
Planes,
which
Trains,
is
and Automobiles.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Did we do Uncle Buck?
No, we haven't done Uncle Buck yet.
No,
And we haven't done 16 Candles yet.
we have not.
Oh no, now I'm gonna have to name all of them. Well, let me know.
I don't
if
know.
You have a favorite.
I don't know.
Do you have a
ones we've
favorite?
done. Oh, we did Some Kind of Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We did do that, right?
We did, yes.
I'm not making that up. It's like you asked me earlier, did we do 10 things I hate about you? And I think you've asked me that like 5 times, and every time I'm like, yeah, we did. But now you've asked so many times that I can't remember if
We did.
actually
I did
did it.
double
We
check.
did. We
Apparently,
did.
I just really want to do that one again. In the back of my head, I'm like, but we haven't.
Yeah.
It was early days.
A favorite John Hughes? That's kind of a
It's okay.
horrible
You can
question
pass.
to ask.
You can pass. I'm just curious as to whether or not people have a favorite.
I think I have favorite John Hughes moments more than overall movies. Like the Ducky dance scene is everything. The kissing over the birthday cake is everything. The several montages in this one in the Breakfast Club are canon. Like it's just incredible. And yeah, so no, a favorite, no.
A favorite.
What about you?
You know what? It's funny. I probably would have said Pretty in Pink up until maybe even this year. But rewatching this one, I was like, I really like Breakfast Club. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I could name one. Matt is saying 16 Candles is his favorite, which I have not seen in a while. So it could be 16 Candles for me too. I don't know.
Does have, so I love 16 Candles. It does have quite a few moments that we would not recreate today.
Mm-hmm.
So it does date itself in that, but it's also amazing. Like it's also really good if we shifted those really racist / harmfully sexist moments that are supposed to be comedy. But so if I don't know if we change some of that, but
well, Matt's saying Breakfast Club is a close second for him. Kathy says that this one, Breakfast Club, is the ultimate teen movie. This is her favorite of the John Hughes.
It's also the ultimate psych movie. Like I've taken more than one class in psychology at a university level, and they always reference this movie. We either always talk about it or they show this movie in class. And I mean, like in a higher education level, they use this movie to demonstrate archetypes of like socioeconomical structures and constructs and identity constructs, and how those change and shift through different interactions and coming of age and all of this stuff. So it's like it has had a much bigger impact than I think John Hughes would have ever imagined. Like he's like, I'm going to put these teens in his classic John Hughes coming of growth way, like this sort of teenage changes and angst and growth that everybody, like this life experience we all have, and ended up with like a final product that is referenced in like actual psychology scientifically all the time. Like, it's pretty crazy. I'm like, call him Freud but of films.
Of the teenager Freud of films. I did breathe a sigh of relief because so this movie, probably just because every year around March 24th there's all the memes about it, and so it last year was its big anniversary, so this week, but there was all these interviews and kind of clips from the different cast members talking about this. And there was a clip with Molly Ringwald, and she was saying that someone was asking her whether or not she would want
what she would think about a remake.
What she would think about a remake. And she was like, John Hughes wrote in his will that there will be no remakes. And I was just like, Judd Nelson, arm in the air moment, fist bump in the air moment. Yeah,
nobody will ruin it. Mind you, you say that, and
true.
Side quest with me, guys. Prince put in his will that he would never, and he's very publicly said that he will never be recreated as an AI figure and perform posthumously. And then fucking Justin Timberlake, the absolute C word, did exactly that at the Super Bowl.
Hot take.
Which is literally like, I mean, Prince's estate should fucking sue him and the Super Bowl, and I hope they did. And of course, we never hear anything about it because whatever, gets away with murder, that one. But so, I mean, hopefully there's no
Hopefully
Justin
not.
Timberlake's involved with John Hughes' estate.
Hands off, everyone. Hands off. Hands off. These movies
Just
stay as they
leave
are.
them alone. You can't do it. You can't recreate certain kinds of magic.
Yeah.
And Prince and John Hughes are certain kinds of magic.
True.
Leave them alone.
Very true. All right. Well, it seems like everyone's seen this, but break it down anyway for the one potential Val who has not seen this. What's this one about?
So it's about these kids in high school that all get detentions for varying reasons. There's the princess, the jock, the
Basket
nerd,
case?
the basket case.
The
I was
athlete.
searching. I'm like, the
Oh, that's the
quirky
jock. That's the
one.
same one.
I said jock, but in the movie, it is funny because times change and lingo changes. We say jock, but in the 80s it was called a sport. Like they said, oh, the sport.
Yeah.
The sports guy, not jock. And the rebel all have, so there's these like 5 archetypes of characters that are locked in a room alone with no distractions except for each other, and they have detention on a Saturday, which is wild.
Yeah,
Did you guys have Saturday detention?
Let's do another live poll here because this was my immediate question the first time I watched it. It's still a question that I have. Maybe it's a Canadian versus American thing. Did you all have Saturday
weekend
detention?
Like,
Is
is that
weekend
real life?
all day detention a thing? So I asked Dane.
Like, is it
and
like
he said
American
he
prom?
did. He
Where
said he-
Canadians think it's not real.
Exactly. He said, so Dane said, and he went to high school in Canada?
In Montreal.
So I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway, he said Saturday detentions were a thing. I mean, like my memory, which granted, not great these days, but my memory of high school detention was that it was after school for like a few hours. And you basically just sat in silence doing like homework. So the idea of like, it's all day, it's in the library, and like, you're not supposed to do anything except, I guess they were supposed to write an essay all day, but like all day?
Yeah, it's
The
pretty harsh
whole
for
day?
high
Like,
school
Yeah.
to do a 1,000-word essay on what was the subject that the principal gave them? Like,
Oh gosh. I don't
which
know if I
also,
have
why
that
was
now.
the principal the one running
Yeah.
detention?
Why was the principal the one running? So yeah, these are my questions. Is Saturday detention actually a thing? And would the principal run it? Like that was crazy. I can't
No.
even imagine a teacher coming in on a Saturday, let alone the principal. And I do love and we'll talk about this, I'm sure, but I do love the kind of the evolution of the principal, because when he first shows up, he is all swagger. He like walks in and is very much like, haha, suckers, like you're in detention. I'm the best. And it just goes downhill for him the further along into the
does.
day. Like he like both clearly doesn't want to be there. He's like devolving in like his own level of boredom.
No.
But also the
What
kids are
teacher
like
or-
ruining his life as well. So it's like this
Yeah.
mix of like, I'm amazing, I'm in charge here, to like, I'm stuck in charge here. It's just crazy. Paul says yes. Saturday detention was and still is. Kathy's like me. We're like, we never got detention. I don't know what you're talking about.
I remember getting detention once, and I'm pretty sure it's because I was bullied, but everybody just got in trouble. Everybody that was there got in trouble, and I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, lots of looks like lots of nerds here in this. So that was my other question, right? So you just talked about all the characters, right? So we have Brian the Brain, we have Andrew the athlete, we have Allison the basket case, we have Claire the princess, and then we have Bender the criminal, right? So of the archetypes of these caricatures of real people, which were you the closest to in high school, and who are you the closest to now? This is what was going through my head as I watched this.
Okay,
Do
so
you know now?
I was
I
I
guess.
know, but so I was the other one that they used to call the
Unnamed.
floater.
Yeah.
I was the floater.
Okay, I was a floater. Yeah.
I
Yep.
flittered between groups, and I kind of could fit in wherever I needed to. or wherever I wanted to, and that was fine. And it's like I remember actually it was like the school counselor that was like, "You're a floater," and I'm like, "A what?" Like I thought John Hughes said there was only those ones. Like there's another one. So I was a floater. So I kind of had like I had my little group of friends, but then I also had like I fit in with other people depending on what the reason was. You know, there was always some reason to be with a different group. For me, that's not necessarily the social norm, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's granted, I feel like my high school experience was really different from this just in general. Like I was certainly closer to a floater. And if I had to pick, I probably sat somewhere between the geek, what's his official name? The brain. Brian
Brain,
the
yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
And Alice in the basket case. Like I was a weird, nerdy, geeky kid, but also like there was
Like
no
the quirky geek.
I was the quirky geek,
Like
but
geek
there was
chic.
yes, that's me in between. But also like so there's this moment in this film later on in the movie where they're all becoming they are friends at the end of this
Yeah.
movie, and they're having this discussion about whether like what will happen on Monday, whether or not they will still talk to each other on Monday. And there's this it's like a really beautiful scene where like basically Claire is like, no, we probably won't. Like the reality is that we're all in these cliques, and there's like and
And it's
that's
funny
just
they
how
get
it is.
mad at her,
They get really
but
mad at her for
she's
being
always the
honest.
one. Yeah, she was honest. And it's interesting because she was also at the beginning of the movie, she was the first one to break the social construct when she stood up for Bender.
Yeah.
And like you could see how shocked Bender was. He kind of like side eyes her, like, why did she just defend me and lie for me and protect me? And like that was so unexpected. And that's when we start to get this shift where the social norms keep breaking down and all of these walls keep breaking down between them. But Claire seems to be that tipping point character, like almost at every time. Like even when they try to get her to admit to her sexuality and her sexual prowess, I guess, as a high school student, but when they get her to be honest about her experience and she breaks down, it's again a tipping point for the rest of them to genuinely be honest again with each other.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that Claire is the one character that seems the most untouchable as far as high school cliques go, like the queen bee, the princess, the head cheerleader, whatever you want to call it, who's usually the most untouchable, is the one that is like the tipping point to all of the changes that they have.
Yeah, I mean, she is. I'm thinking back to like
She starts the conversation.
she
every time,
does.
is
I mean,
more what I mean.
Bender in many ways is maybe he's not the tipping point. He is the one from
He's
the
the
very, very
antagonist.
beginning that gets them all talking and gets them all out of their shells in positive and negative ways. Like he is the one that is just like not going to let them just sit there but there is a moment with Brian that yeah, I keep looking at him like Brian and Brain are too similar. My brain is like, no. Brian the Brain. I wrote it down this time, you guys. Where they talk all about his sexuality as well. Like where and Bender is just kind of poking to get him to admit that he's a virgin. So like there's
also the whole like
there are all
at
those moments all the way through. So like I agree that I think Claire has the kind of the most, I don't know, maybe not even, I was going to say the most powerful of those moments, but then you do have Brian admitting that he like has thought about taking his own life. You do have like, there are some like, I mean
there's also
like they're all.
Yeah. Like when they all admit to their home struggles and the different levels of abuse or the different types of abuse that they suffer, but how they all recognize a similarity in it to each other.
Yeah.
And
they're all feeling isolated. They're all like the teenage experience crosses all of these cliques and all of these stereotypes. Like everyone still struggles with the relationship with their parents, struggles with expectations, struggles with identity. So it's all
And in different
pure
ways.
John Hughes brilliance.
Yeah.
It's all like everyone is still going through the same thing in all different kinds of ways. So I think it's
One thing I find interesting, and I wonder if it was remade today that it would end differently, but Bender starts to pick on Andrew, the sport, about his sexuality and implies that he may be gay because of the he's wrestling and it's guys all over each other and they're wearing tights and like I wonder if it was made today that I think that Andrew would not be straight. Because you see Andrew struggle and his like the way he's just like, no, I'm straight. Like it's like, oh, sweetie.
Yeah.
It's okay, safe space.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that even in the 80s when that wasn't necessarily a popular conversation, that it still, even John Hughes still went there to imply that, you know, there is a certain level of closetedness, and even Bender was like, you don't need to be closeted, which is like, yeah, it was pretty.
I mean,
it was still a powerful moment, even though it wasn't fully realized.
Yeah,
like I think it would be today.
And Jake put this, which I think is absolutely true. Right? Like Bender really is this anti-hero throughout the movie, where like he is sort of the glue that holds them all together, and yet the rock hurling towards the window and the mirror. So like he's at like literally right from the start, and he does such a Judd Nelson just does such a brilliant job of it. Like he pushes and then he pushes them like past their point and they snap, but then
he also
able
pulls
to like
back to give them the space,
pull it back to give them their space and kind of find their moments again and get them talking to each other as well. So he is an interesting character. He's and he's very willing to be vulnerable himself as well, which is kind of unusual for like
he struggles with it. He struggles with finding the way to say he's emotionally and physically abused at home, but still ends up saying it. Yeah. Which trigger warning for this episode, because it does talk a lot about struggles and everything, but
I mean everything. It is a very clearly rated R movie, which is a bummer because I would love to watch it with my teenagers, but
you totally should. I mean, like we saw this, I'm sure I saw this when I was between 10 and 12.
I think I might wait.
It's a high school coming of age growth thing, but no, of course. Okay, so come with me on this journey. Okay. This is a classic Greek play.
Okay.
We have the narrator / chorus, because the janitor is this like omniscient narrator who literally points out to the principal, who's essentially the chorus, who's reflecting what the kids are saying. And even when he's picking on Bender and like, say it one more time, you'll get another detention, and that whole scene, how it gets so intense. But then you see the principal when he walks out, and you see him subtly sort of realize like he knows he took it too far, and you could see he didn't want to, but they just fell into this pattern. So it's like we have the narrator, we have the chorus, and then we have the principal characters. We have like Bender, who's basically Dionysus, just going crazy and causing chaos. And it's funny because we have all of those, like we have the Aphrodite, we have all the characters. It's like classic Greek. I like the way John Hughes structured it, and I'm like, I could be pulling this out of my ass. I can't ask John Hughes about it, but
I see
it really follows this classical structure of the ancient classics, of like the ancient Greek plays, and how and I think that's also one of the things of why it resonates with people still, is that it really follows this, like the first structure of presenting a play, of presenting certain information to a public through a play. You know, like it follows that.
It is interesting, and I know, like, obviously we are not film studies.
We're not scholars.
We're not scholars
in anything.
Intentionally not those people, but I do think, like, you know, we often, as we're chatting about these movies, you know, that are I don't even want to say how old they are. They were just made yesterday, but these older movies and whether or not they have the ability to hold up in today's culture and society and timing. And it is interesting when you and I were chatting before we jumped on. I was like, oh, I wonder if they do. Obviously, I have no idea what high school is like right now, and my son is about to go to high school this upcoming fall. But I think this movie would still hold up because of that, because it is because they are stereotypes and archetypes, because they are because of the concept of detention again is this forced proximity space, and because it is all about identity and being a teenager. So I do think you could swap out or in any of those archetypes with any of the modern day equivalents. You could, we should not, but you could absolutely redo this movie brilliantly because it's just so well made initially, and you absolutely could watch it in today's generation could watch it and still pull everything out of it, even if they don't directly relate to any to any of those characters. Because I don't I don't think I did. I fall kind of between between a couple of those different characters. I was lucky to go to a school where we didn't have quite that level of cliques. I sure to some extent, but I never felt I couldn't talk to the popular people. But there was not quite to the level of this. But I think that's what makes it brilliant. I think it is because they are sort of stereotypes of what we see. There's familiarity in each one of those characters. There's familiarity just in the teenage
psychology.
Experience. Yeah.
The psychology and the science behind it that we all, that sort of demonstrates that we all experience this kind of thing in one way or another.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's the fact that, again, we say often, coming of age and personal growth and identity, it's something that everybody experiences.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not going to change. It's human nature, and that's why this movie still resonates with so many people.
And that's what I was thinking more and more about this even in the last few weeks, what about this idea of what's your favorite movie, or what's your favorite, and I do think what makes at least me hold on to a lot of these movies. So I still struggle with choosing one favorite movie, but movies like this, what makes me hold on to them is that it defined a moment in time that was incredibly meaningful for me. So there are maybe better movies, quote unquote better movies. There are Oscar winning movies that have these incredible stories, but I can't relate to them in the way that I can relate to this movie, or I can't there's something about it, and maybe some of that ties into cult classics and my love for those kinds of things. But I think a lot of it is it's the time that we watch them. It's the experience that we went through a similar experience. You just sort of learned from them and with them, and the characters sit with you and stay with you. And I think that's why teenage movies in particular, the kid movies, the Goonies, and then all of these kinds of teen high school movies stay with me longer than a lot of the really incredible dramas or even action films that are out there. They kind of spark excitement for a moment, but these ones sit with me and stay with me.
Yeah,
the lines,
and it's true because we've watched The Breakfast Club countless times.
Hundreds of times,
I remember your prom night. It was kind of shit. You came home, you're like, fuck this. I had all the candy ready, and we had a movie night, and you were in your prom dress, which was also my prom dress, because you were like, fuck prom. Because nothing went right. So, and we watched all the John Hughes movies, and we watched this, and it was just, it was one of those things that these movies sit with us, because I think we all share this moment in time in one way or another, unless you're in an extreme situation.
Josh is saying that his high school cliques were absolutely to the level of this movie. Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure that they were. I'm sure that there were a lot of school experiences that were like this.
I think for both you and I, because we were floaters in our respective rival schools, by the way, rival schools for more than one reason.
Mhm.
A, like in the 80s, they were rival gangs. B, you went to the Protestant school, I went to the Catholic school. So that's like a millennia of rivalry there. Like,
Which
it's
I still find
crazy.
crazy. And when I explain that to like American friends, they're like, you went to schools based on religion? I was like, yeah, they don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
but they did for a
it's
long
Quebec.
time.
Don't worry about
It's
it.
a Quebec thing that doesn't
like-
exist anymore. But
I went to the
did for a long
Catholic
time.
school. You went to the Protty
Yeah.
school,
Not
which
not private
that's
schools, friends.
wild.
These were
No,
public
public.
schools. These were public schools that were defined by religion. Yeah.
Crazy. Your public school
Yep.
had a school uniform.
Had a school uniform and was
and
the Protestant
it wasn't
school
Catholic school.
it was a Protestant school that was like 95% Jewish. So
Oh yeah.
La.
Because the Jews were like, I'm not going to go to Catholic school, and the Protty schools were based. I shouldn't keep saying Protty, but that's a Scottish thing, and that's actually terrible, and I apologize. Which is like, it's still
I don't
thing
have a beep
in
button to
Scotland
beep you
and
out.
UK. I'm so sorry. I grew up with bad influences from bad experience of ancestors. I'm sorry. But so your school like had like less, like you had like moral religious instruction, whereas we actually had like Catholic classes, like where we're going to learn like Bible and Catholicism and whatever.
Yeah.
So there was less religious structure in the Protestant schools in Quebec at the time. So that's why so many non-Catholics went to those schools,
Yeah.
which was basically 90% Jewish at the time.
Yeah, mine
Which is
was
amazing.
almost entirely Jewish, and me.
Yeah.
Well, I want to share some facts. I know Paul dropped some in here earlier. So this script, which seems to be pretty common for John Hughes, he wrote this in 2 days, basically over July 4th.
I am obsessed with this man.
I
Like,
love that he was able to just be like
equally
this,
to Kenny
done.
Ortega.
Yeah,
Like,
Yes.
what is he like?
John Hughes,
Like, his
Kenny Ortega. Yes.
Is John Hughes like William Faulkner, where he could just take a script and spit it out in half a minute, and
Apparently.
that like. So history, William Faulkner, yes, he was a writer, obviously a very famous American writer, but he was also called the script doctor because he would take like absolute shit
Terrible
scripts
yeah.
and then turn them into Casablanca, which
Yep.
no offense to Hemingway, but he was drunk and could not string together a script.
Mhm.
So they would call in the script doctor and he would just make brilliance. Anyways, so it's like Faulkner, Hughes, Ortega.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm
Well, here-
sorry. Okay.
Here's some more
Back
facts
onto our
to
quest.
blow your mind. So Emilio Estevez apparently originally wanted to play Bender, which I cannot
I could see that.
You can?
I can because of,
I could see his
not
brother
because of
play-
Emilio Estevez. Okay, yes, I could see Charlie Sheen playing Bender much more, but
I guess
no, but
he
I could
does in Mighty
see
Duck, but Mighty Ducks.
no, I
but
could
that's when-
see pre-Mighty Ducks Emilio Estevez, like Brat Pack Emilio Estevez wanting to play
yeah.
Bender,
Yeah.
but not because of the movies he did, but because he was in the Brat Pack.
Yeah.
Because they
Alright.
were like a menace to society, which was a whole amazing thing. Anyways,
Well, here's another one since we traded one episode for the other. Apparently, Molly Ringwald was supposed to play Allison, which also would have
which
been
makes
wild.
I could see.
I
I don't think she could do any wrong. I think she could have done it. But Ali Sheedy
don't.
is one of the
so good
more
in this.
underrated actors of all time.
She-
She is so good in
She's
everything.
I think the best. I will hot take from
Yeah.
me. I think she blows everyone else out of the water in this movie. Like
as
her in the
like their
what I would argue
skill
is the
set in
hardest
acting.
role. Like she has
Yeah.
that one of, if not the hardest role in this because to play the basket case, you have to play crazy, but are you really crazy? And then she has these moments where she has to be like incredibly vulnerable and heartfelt, and then she also has to be like have the she's all that
Performative.
makeover moment at the end. Like she's
Yeah.
got to be like she has to play all of the roles basically, and to do that in a way that isn't slapsticky but is still like funny and endearing and heartfelt, like that would be really difficult. So I'm thrilled that she, not that
Yeah.
Molly Ringwald couldn't have, she likely could have played this, but I just cannot imagine Ali Sheedy not being in this and not being in this role. Like she nailed
Yeah.
this role. She deserves all of the praise and credit for this role. It's my
She's
favorite
such
of
an
hers.
amazing actor, and like I think she was just massively underrated because she
Yeah.
was a brunette.
I know. And she's beautiful. Like it was,
Yeah.
well, she plays this role phenomenally. And my favorite fact, which we dropped in the little, in our little scroller when our theme song was playing, but there is a scene where she shakes her dandruff from her head and down, and apparently that was Parmesan cheese. So you can all feel okay that it's okay. It wasn't actually dandruff; it was Parmesan cheese, which maybe
in
makes
all
it worse.
fairness,
I don't know.
In all fairness to dandruff,
Wait, we're defending dandruff now. What is happening?
is I used to have dandruff and found out that it wasn't at all dandruff and that I should have just been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease like decades earlier. And it was actually eczema. And everybody just got it wrong.
Was it Parmesan cheese? That's the important question.
It was not. But I'm just saying, it's like dandruff has this huge stigma against it when really it's just an indicator that somebody needs proper medical diagnosis and care.
Yeah.
And dandruff has a really bad rap when really it's like kind of the most obvious thing to be like, help this human body to exist better. Anyways, my defense for dandruff, aka eczema.
Oh. I don't even have a good response
didn't
to that.
expect that conversation to happen today or ever, but you know what?
It's a good one. We brought it up. More facts coming in. So John Hughes later said that that his biggest regret about this film was using the breaking glass effect during the marijuana scene. Yeah, I didn't
it was
love
not necessary.
I didn't love that.
I feel like, okay, I get it. Like, I get it was to show the emotional release of Andrew, who's been told his whole life to, as all of them, like, be a specific way and fit in this box. And it was Andrew's release that he went into the soundproof room and screamed and the glass shattered. It wouldn't happen in real life. It's, it's kind of stupid. I get the, like, overall symbolism of it, but I know John Hughes is better than that. And I feel like it was put in because it had to be,
John Cusack was apparently considered to play Bender, and his sister considered to play Allison.
I could see that 1,000,000%.
John Cusack just holds such a I could imagine
80s John Cusack.
80s John Cusack to me,
he could do no wrong.
Could have played Brian, and honestly could have played a male Allison.
Yes,
in my opinion.
But I think he could have also done.
I don't know.
But I mean, you know what? He's played the jock, and he's played the heartthrob, and he's played the quirky weirdo. Like, I mean,
and he appears to be
we
fairly
think about him in the
crazy
context
life,
of how he looked.
So that's true.
A little.
That's true.
That's okay. I mean, like, isn't being an actor basically like a diagnosis for multiple personality?
To some extent,
whatever, like some sort of schizophrenia, like you have to be on some kind of spectrum to be able to be a whole other human being for an extended period of time and then go back to regular. I don't know. What actors do is voodoo to me, and I think it's amazing, and I appreciate the end product so much, but I literally have no concept of understanding how they do what they do.
Well, apparently everyone hated Judd Nelson in this moment because he didn't break character, so he stayed that obnoxious throughout the entire filming, which I get, but also that would drive me crazy if I was one of the other like teenage actors on the road. Just be like, just stop, you're so annoying and mean. Like, let's just hang out.
Recently, maybe in the past couple years, there was this great roundtable interview with female actors who are talking about, and I think Kristen Stewart was part of the conversation. Yeah, and about how really it's only male actors that get away with being method actors. Yeah, like Judd Nelson, for example, in this. And like, it's just, get over it. Just
everyone is coming with the facts. So his clothes in the movie are the outfit he auditioned for, and Jake is saying that he almost got fired for staying in character off screen. But Vernon backed him, saying to John Hughes that he was a good actor. He was a great actor in this. I think he really did a phenomenal job.
I'm not saying that method acting doesn't mean you're a bad actor. I'm just saying that it's a choice. I'm like, and other actors can turn it on and off, and why can't you?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe, hugely underrated actor, could turn it on and off in a second. And she did it in one of her worst panned movies ever. Was it The Misfits? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And she just turns it on and off and on and off, like the bombshell to a normal person in seconds. And it's a bit in the movie where she's like, I can be this or that, and I do whatever it is I need to kind of to get through whatever I'm going through. And I'm like, she was brilliant, but nobody ever gave her the credit for it. Whereas it's like we have method actors. It's like, oh, give them an Oscar. All right.
All right. Well, favorite scene. Do you have a favorite scene?
I love the montage. Where like Molly Ringwald dancing. I wish I was that cool ever once in my life. Like,
She
and I've tried to practice the way she does that dancing
so
ever since
hard.
I saw this for the first time in my life. And she's just this effervescent, magical being. I don't know how she moved like that. I can never recreate those moves, no matter what. And
Yeah.
like, and I did ballet for 20 years. Like I know how to dance. You can't recreate certain magic. And anyways, I love that, just that snapshot. And it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Also that top, I love her shirt.
The dance scene is great. Jake and I are on the same page. The running sequence is certainly at
Oh my
the top
God,
of my
it's
list
so
for
good.
me.
And like in every teen movie that takes place in a high school does some sort of homage to this.
Yeah.
In every genre that there is a high school and teenagers.
Yeah.
There's some running and sliding in lockers and hallways, like every movie.
And I know this is not a scene, but the dialogue in this, like I can't even name all of the quotes. Literally every quote is incredible. Like every quote, you're like, that's where this is from. That's where that quote is from. Like it's just, the dialogue is so, so well done. And I love even there. So the scene where they
It's John
are
Hughes.
walking, like they are walking to Bender's locker to get marijuana. But I love the conversation where they're like, why are we doing this? I don't know. Like the whole back and forth with the rest of them that are clearly like, this feels like a bad idea, but we're all in this together. And
we're just doing it anyway.
That whole moment is just brilliant. Even in its like simplicity, it's not even all that like relevant to the rest of the movie, but it's just so perfect. Like it's just great. I really like
another scene moments for me that stands out is the lunch scene when they're eating their lunch and Molly Ringwald pulls out sushi. And I know this sounds crazy to today's day and age, but like back when this movie was made, the only people that like sushi was almost completely unheard of. Like you could say sushi and people in North America would not know what the word meant, period. And it's like you only heard of like the 1%ers like in LA would have this fancy sushi, whatever that was.
Even today, like,
and it's crazy.
Do high school students, like, I eat sushi a lot.
There's sushi literally everywhere.
But I wouldn't bring it to lunch as a high school student. Like, even that, like,
no,
that
but
is
it was
kind of
very,
crazy.
It was very demonstrative.
You would need
of
a lot of ice
character.
Like it's sitting in that library all day. It's not in a fridge. I don't know.
But I feel like
I would
that
have
shows like her. It shows her social class. It shows her. Like it really shows her social and economic standing that differentiates her from the others, and it gives that sort of like they couldn't almost possibly understand the types of pressures that she has, even though they're similar to theirs.
Yeah.
Like it really separates her from the group in that moment. And anyways, it's just crazy to think that there was a point in time where nobody knew what sushi was in North America.
But you are right. Like the whole,
it's insane.
The whole lunch experience, like even
like
from the very beginning, like even just their lunch bags that they are holding or not holding as they're walking into the building is crazy.
Stick.
The
pixie sticks on Wonder Bread.
Little, like,
oh my god.
Handbag, the like giant like paper bag grocery bag that Andy's carrying, like all of them are phenomenal. Like it's so fantastic. Wait, we need to have a moment. We need to have a moment for Val is here and has seen this, so you all.
I knew it. I was right.
Yay! She doesn't remember it though. You're like me, Val. I never remember anything. Matt is saying that the joke Bender told in the ceiling never had a punchline. That still drives him crazy to this day. Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it definitely does. Paul is saying that John Hughes originally wrote Andy as a football player, but decided against it because there were too many football players in teen movies, which I did not know. But that actually makes a lot of sense.
I know. I love
like
when a
that he was
teen
a
movie
wrestler.
randomly picks wrestling or lacrosse or even soccer, aka football, as a sport, and it's just so out of pocket because it's not like it's not American style football, right? It's not NFL prospects. Which, interestingly enough, so I worked at a university that has a pretty good football team. And I worked a lot with the athletes, and there's a lot of prospects that come up from the US. And it was kind of a thing for training that if you don't get drafted right out of high school, you want to come to a Canadian university to play like the Canadian League rules, because the field is a different size. The rules are a bit different. There's less stoppage, bigger field. It's a lot harder. There's more endurance training involved. So then NFL like loves to grab all these Americans back up coming back out of Canada after college. So it's a whole thing, right? And there was the show / movie Friday Night Lights, and it seemed so ridiculous to me. So I asked the head coaches at the time, which were two brothers from New Hampshire, and they're like, no, it's 100% like that. It's 100% real. Like with the booster club and the sponsors and how they dictate, and the just the intense fandom around a high school team. The intensity of it all, they're like, it's 100% real life. And I'm just like, what? It's not in Canada.
Much
for
more
any
so
sport.
in the South than here in the East.
But they're from New Hampshire,
still.
and they're like, New Hampshire, and they're like, no, it's 100% like that. Which is crazy. I was like, okay. Which, I mean, like New England and football, I totally get it. It's a thing.
Well, these facts make me very happy. So Paul says that in regards to Claire's sushi, Ali Sheedy suggested to John Hughes that Claire was the one to eat sushi. And apparently the Captain Crunch sandwich was also Ali Sheedy's idea, which again makes her like the pivotal
so brilliant
star of this film. Like you could not have had this movie without Ali
Captain
Sheedy.
Crunch and pixie sticks.
So like it gave me like, oh, like just watching her. I was like, oh, I can't even like watch her eat that. It's so gross.
Which, fun fact, I learned from Kevin Smith just recently in an interview he did, that Captain Crunch is not in fact a captain because of the regalia he has on his costume. Like literally demonstrates that he is not in fact a captain. Anyways.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
That's going to drive you crazy forever now. You're welcome.
We have Dave hanging out with us from In Touch with iOS. Hey, thanks for hanging out here. He says that Breakfast Club was filmed very close to where he lives. I love that.
Oh, cool.
I love that. Yeah, I have the name of the high school, Maine North High School, which has since been closed. That was where the high school scenes were filmed, which is, I believe, the entire movie. I'm like, wait.
I hope somebody in their garage or a storage locker somewhere has like a library table or a set of lockers from this movie, from the high school.
I had some questions. Maybe this is just, again, Canadianism. So this is like, in addition to all of my wait a second Saturday detention questions. So, and I looked this up because I was like, pause. What? So there is just a Confederate flag on the second story of this library that they dance by and walk by, and I was like, this is the 80s. Why is there a Confederate flag? And this is,
I mean, aren't there still people in real life who still use that?
Yeah,
have it around.
Dave, tell me, are there Confederate flags? I looked it up, and I guess that it's because it was all of the articles that I read said that it is representative of just the history. So it's a library, but it's still that feels very wrong to be flying that flag. Have it.
Okay.
Maybe, but wild. And I guess, and this is super ignorance on my part, but one of the, I want to say Georgia. I'm going to get this wrong. Sorry, Georgians. I think it was Georgia had a Confederate mini version of the Confederate flag on their flag. So maybe it was like related to that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I had some feels. So yeah,
I
Confederate
like okay,
flag
so
got me, and then locker size. Like when they go to the
yeah,
locker, they walk to the locker.
the mini lockers.
He's got like this very narrow, weird mini locker, but then there's like
There's
another
two lockers,
locker
one on top of another.
Is that a
Yeah,
thing?
it's two separate lockers.
My locker was just like a normal locker size.
It was one long, tall locker, yeah.
but it was like wide enough to fit stuff in. This was like a narrow
Ish.
with like a cubby on top. What were your lockers
Yeah.
like, everyone? I want to know. I want to know. I have questions.
So crazy thing. So Katie and I grew up in Quebec, and Quebec is pretty fucking racist, to be fair. Like, and a lot of Quebecers, not French Canadians, because French Canadian Quebecer is two separate things. A lot of Quebecers, not from urban areas, do also use the Confederate flag, like on belt buckles on their cars as a flag, just in general because of that. And like you see it all the time here, outside of the city, not in Montreal. Usually that's kind of out of pocket, but it's just a symbolism. At least here in Quebec, it's representative of racism. So it's always really off-putting and shocking when we see it, because we're just not really used to it, because it's not something from the city like Granville, you know. Like and it's like even in a movie, it's kind of like what, like it's like a jump scare.
It was a jump scare for me. Well,
but
Dave
it does.
says
But it's still today. People still even here like fly the flag. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about it other than it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Well, looked it up. It was actually a Confederate flag, but apparently it's an administration building now. So hopefully they are not still flying the Confederate flag. I wouldn't think so here in the East, but who knows? And
Who knows? It's
Josh
a personal choice, I guess.
is laughing that Kevin Smith ruined the illusion of the captain from Captain Crunch. I love Kevin Smith,
Yeah.
so he's
I
allowed to do
love
that.
Kevin Smith.
And
Yeah.
Paul is saying that that he had double stacked lockers, but they weren't narrow. So I guess obviously it was filmed in a real school, so they exist. They existed. They existed to some extent. But yeah, I was like, wait a second. Like he's got two lockers, and I did love the moment. Again, Ali Sheedy for the win for me in this movie. They like get the weed out of the locker, and then they're walking back, and she just like takes the lock off the locker and puts it in her pocket. And I just thought, like, the little moments
She seems
of
to be a
her-
bit of like a hoarder.
She's like she's a klepto.
Maybe a
she's
klepto.
a nympho, but not actually. She's just a liar. Like I just I love everything about her. I mean, everyone is phenomenal in this, but like there's something about her that is just
she's our
top
MVP for
level.
this one, I
She is
think.
our MVP for, at least she's my MVP for
Yeah.
this one. You're
No,
allowed
I
a different
agree.
one. You can choose someone else. Actually, I will say, and maybe just because I feel like I'm somewhere in between the two of them, my two favorite characters in this are Brian and Allison, who I think are I would expect it's because they're unexpected, I think, in my mind. Like I would expect Bender to be Bender. I get it. He is believable in his character. How he acts is expected. Everything about him, like, yep, got it. And the same to a large degree for both Claire and for Andy. Like their stereotypes, I'm like, yep, makes sense. Like trying to please a dominating father, like can't be good enough in sports, like dealing with his own sexuality. I buy all that. Claire, like I buy everything that she said. But I feel like with both Allison and with Brian, they could just be fine. They could not be fine. Like there's a lot that kind of hides behind those stereotypes that is unexpected. Like it could be a number of different things. And I thought that their storylines were really interesting.
It's like
Not
I
that-
find,
that's the
especially
word,
with
but-
Allison, I mean, and Brian too, to an extent. I mean, to all of them for an extent, is like there's a certain level of masking that they all do.
Oh yeah.
But we see Allison flip between like being like just genuinely quirky and an odd duck, and that's just like she's just being her genuine self, and masking, and that complexity of flipping between the two.
Mm-hmm.
So she makes it more obvious, so it kind of, I find that grabs the audience a lot more, and it people can relate to her from any different facet of life because everybody kind of does a bit of performance
Oh yeah, for
in
sure.
social settings. So
Yeah. Jake is saying his top two are Bender and Allison. Yep. All
yeah.
valid. There are no wrong answers in this
I
episode.
I love like when so Bender has this whole confession that he's like violently abused at home,
Mhm.
and later we see Andrew confess that it's more psychologically abused at
Yeah.
home, but
Mhm.
how you see how Bender and Andy have this sort of connect where they realize that their kind of abuse is actually very similar, even though it outwardly presents different.
Yeah.
And like it just that sort of connect to how similar they have been going through their journey, like
Mhm.
how they both have lashed out physically. And that connect, it always makes me bawl my eyes out. Just like
Yeah,
"Ah,"
this movie like
cry all the time.
it gets you because it starts
Yeah.
off and has these like
You think it's
funny,
so
silly,
lighthearted.
lighthearted moments, and then it gets
Yeah.
very, very deep, and it definitely it goes all the way
Yeah.
through. I'm laughing because everyone's joining in on lockers. So apparently I was the only one that had had normal lockers. The rest of you all had the double top part and the long narrow part.
We did not hear. No, that's not a
Oh,
thing.
Josh. Okay, good, Josh. The Canadians are like, what?
Okay,
What's
so
going
Canadians had full-size lockers.
Canadian
Like,
lockers are
because you could
different.
fit. Is it because we have winter?
Yeah,
Like
we need
a
to
lot
fit
of
our
winter? Because you need somewhere to fit your long winter coat and your boots.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that was a thing.
Well, we're nearing the end of the episode, but I did want to talk about the essay because it was written by John Hughes. So the essay that Brian writes was
Yeah.
actually written by John Hughes and is considered to be one of the most iconic monologues in teen movie history, which I think valid, and I think probably one of the like
Yeah.
definitely in the top
I think
five.
it's iconic in
Yeah.
cinematic history.
I mean,
Like,
I was like, other than like maybe like Shakespeare movies, like I
well,
can't think.
yeah, but that's not
Yeah, it doesn't.
like
It's
if
not
you
the
were
same.
looking just
Yeah,
strictly at cinematic history. I mean, there's
yeah,
monologues, but this one it stands out for several many generations, like past, present, and future.
yeah. I just it's so well done, and like it kicks
Also,
off
they
the
would not
movie, it
have got
ends the
away with it
movie.
though.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like they would have got another detention for
another
that.
detention. Yeah,
But
another
just saying,
Saturday
like in
detention.
reality, it's like you're coming back the next 5 Saturdays because you didn't all write an essay. It's like you will keep coming back until each of you ends in an essay every week. But yeah,
I did love the idea that they were like, Brian, you could write this, and he was like, oh, okay, because I'm smart. And they're like, yeah, because you're smart. It's like, okay, fine, I guess I'll write this.
no,
But then he does end up really seeming to enjoy it, which I
yeah,
think is awesome. And I guess the part we also didn't really talk about in detail. We don't have a ton of time here, but like how, and I actually don't know a lot. You probably know more than I do, Nat, about it. But obviously, this movie had a number of what are and would become the Brat Pack actor group, for lack of a better word.
yeah.
Do you think that affected this movie? Like, I can't. At what point were they the Brat Pack? Was this pre Brat Pack?
I think this was
Post-Brat
kind of
Pack?
like I think this was the
Beginning
beginning-ish
of it.
of
Okay, that's what I
that.
thought, but I wasn't sure.
Technically, the Brat Pack, and like now the actors will say otherwise in interview, but at the time, the Brat Pack was actually just the guys. The girls were not involved. They were sort of the side characters, the side
Disagree.
pieces. Like
I mean,
I
agree,
I know, but like
but
Molly
dislike.
Ringwald was
Yeah.
Molly Ringwald was younger. She was never really in it. Demi Moore was kind of in it, Ali Sheedy, but they were sort of again the women at the time were sort of like on the periphery of it. The real
Yeah.
genuine Brat Pack at the time, how it was talked about at the time was just the guys. So it was like Emilio Estevez, sometimes Andrew McCarthy, Rob Lowe, Judd Nelson, Sheen.
Yeah. So according to our AI overlords, the
I don't know if I always
the
believe
core members, you could disagree.
Yeah.
the core members.
There was a documentary that came out with a box set of
I know I haven't watched
John
it
Hughes's
yet.
high
That
school
one's-
movies.
Yeah.
But that documentary, like if you watch a newer documentary on the Brat Pack, says way different things.
Oh yeah.
Than
I want to watch the
original
newer one, which I have not yet. watched.
It says wildly different things from what I saw on previous documentaries. So it's like the new one is just spin. But okay.
So it is saying, and again, we can agree or disagree, that the members are Emilio Estevez, Anthony Michael Hall. So both of those
Yes.
were both of those actors were in this movie. Rob Lowe, Andrew McCarthy, Demi Moore, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, and Ali Sheedy. So that is all the.
But Molly Ringwald was younger than them, and she was not often there, and she left her career to go live abroad in France for years.
Yeah.
Like almost when Brat Pack was peak, she was already like, yeah, peace, I'm going to Europe.
And then there are others on the periphery that are sometimes included, including that's a lot of included. Mayor
Cusack,
Winningham,
Robert Downey,
Charlie Sheen, Robert Downey Jr., and John Cryer is what this says. But
yes, yeah,
interesting. So I guess if the robots claim that all 5 of them that were in this movie were at least Brat Pack or Brat Pack adjacent, that is interesting. That it probably kicked off to some extent what would become the Brat Pack. But again, like I feel like directors and producers and writers choose favorite actors like to work with. Like I mean, it's the same with Wes Anderson movies. It's the same with. I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, there's a
Joss
number
Whedon,
of.
I know he's supposed
Joss
to be evil
Whedon,
now, but
Tarantino,
but
like
he creates
there's
families. Yeah,
they're like the kind of iconic.
The thing is with the Brat Pack,
pick their favorite actors to work with. But
the Brat Pack was these actors that worked together often, but not necessarily with the same directors, but maybe the same producers. I don't know how we would look that up now, but because the documentation might not be there. But they were in the same sort of social circle. And in case wildly you don't know this, Brat Pack refers to Rat Pack, which is, Frank Sinatra and
the older generation.
And Dean and all of those guys from Vegas. Actors, singers / maybe gangsters, probably.
Sure.
Anyways.
Yes.
Yeah. So they were sort of like the kings of the Vegas Strip, and then Brat Pack referred to this like young Hollywood group that were the kings of, I guess, Hollywood or LA at the time. So.
Apparently the term Brat Pack was officially first mentioned in a 1985 New York Magazine article, and all of the actors involved in it hated it. So
yeah.
Which 85 would have been right when this movie was made. So that you're right in that this is kind of the beginning of it.
I've seen interviews from like ages ago where Andrew McCarthy is like hated the whole thing day one. And he's like, those people don't even like me. I don't really like them. We're not friends.
I always hate when they're not friends in real life. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. Well, because they were associated with like all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And like Rob Lowe even, and I don't know the whole details of it because I remember seeing it like on People magazine when I was a kid, but he got arrested for picking up an underage girl at a bar, which
wild.
But like, how did she get into the bar in the first place? If a girl approaches you in a bar and you're supposed to be, because in America you have to be 21 and she's underage, how did she even get in there in the first place? So is it really his fault?
Yeah.
But I like he served time and Robert Downey had his big downfall, but awesome comeback. Anyways, it had a lot of negative connotation around it.
They've all actually. I shouldn't say all, but many of them have.
Charlie Sheen had goes through the shit of it.
I was gonna say many of them have had they've come through and seem to be fine on the other side, which is a nice feeling. So I am happy for them. Well, we are at that time. So if you're still hanging out with us live, which many of you are, thank you. You're still having a locker conversation, which I love.
Obsessed.
We're here. So we just
what did you have in your
jackets.
locker?
Yeah, what was in your locker?
Did you put like stickers up in your locker? Did you like decorate it?
Did you have the magnetic mirror?
Yeah, we had those magnetic mirrors. Yeah. Oh my god, and I remember this one guy, Ashton.
I wish I could have one here at home. I should buy one of those lockers for the house. That would be fun.
Yeah. I had a mirror in my locker and there was like some fisticuffs, if you will, in the hallway, and the mirror shattered.
No.
I'm like, oh my god, 7 years bad luck.
Bad luck.
More like still having the bad luck, but thanks, Ashton.
Well, what should we rate this one in at? We're at the point to rate it. So obviously, if you're hanging out with us, you can rate in potatoes if you're part of the club.
Lipsticks?
Lipsticks? Yeah. yeah, if you can put your lipstick on by just with your chest, I cannot.
Which
would
I
get
love
lipstick
how
everywhere.
Bender was like, that's the lamest thing ever. I'm like, no, Bender, you think that's the hottest thing ever, but okay, you can posture about it.
What else can we rate in? We could rate in. I don't know.
Pencils or
Yeah.
pens. So he has Brain has to write an essay.
He's got to write an essay. We didn't even talk about how incredible the music is. Now, every time I hear this song, the David Bowie quote at the beginning, everything about this
Oh
movie
my God,
is phenomenal. What do you think, Nat? I didn't even go in and change it, so it's still 4 from last time. Yeah,
like there's nothing.
We're switching to 5. All right, here we go. We're going. Okay, all right. So Sean's saying shelf paper. Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Thanks to Dave for saying great show. Paul is saying 5 sushi.
We used to call shelf paper loose leaf. Does anybody else call it loose leaf? We call it loose leaf in Montreal.
Montreal is at least. Jake's got 5 rock hands. I don't know what those are supposed to be.
Oh my God,
called,
when the principal does that, that was iconic.
He's great.
He's like, I dare you to do it again. He's like, bruh.
He's so good. They were just so good.
So funny.
I want a quick update. I've got to add an extra potato while everyone is bringing the ratings in. Quickly, we've got to add another tater. All right, we're gonna whatever here. Quickly into the vertical feed. We got another tater. All right. Well, Matt also saying 5. Got another 5. Val's remembering. Yeah. Oh, 3.5 sushi from Sean.
Nice.
Val is remembering. Val says yes to loose leaf paper. So yeah, loose leaf paper. Mike.
Nice.
Comments are resized again. Here we go. Loose leaf.
I still have packs of loose leaf paper. Just FYI. It's leftover from the 90s, just to be fair.
Mine is not. Mine I had to buy recently. You still have to buy 3-hole punched paper, whatever, loose leaf paper. Well, this was super fun. Next week, I made all the mistakes this week. So thank goodness for Josh, who was paying attention.
We did. Thank you, Josh.
First we thought tonight was Cocoon, and we were all in and ready, but it was bad. We typically don't watch the movie until Thursday anyway, so it was fine. And then Josh was like, "It's not Cocoon. Cocoon is next week. Tonight this week you're reviewing Bushwhacked." I was like, "Great." And then Moose emailed and was like, "I'm so sorry, I'm not gonna be able to make it tonight." And we were like, "No problem. We've already let people know it's Cocoon, but." That's going to be next week. So we'll just find a different movie. So next week is actually Cocoon. And then the following week, it is. I believe in myself. Cocoon. And then the following week is The Last Dragon with Jonathan, which I'm really excited to watch. And then hopefully we can rebook our Bushwhacked, which is really hard to find. Like that one actually, Bushwhacked is like not streaming anywhere here in the States. So we'll need those couple of weeks to find it.
I'll find it for you.
It might be like a YouTube 6-part series for me, but that's all right.
Something like that. I'll send it. I'll send you a link.
All right. Val is challenging us. If we say loose leaf too many times, it doesn't sound like a word anymore. I bet.
Right?
It's not. Is it like a 1 word, 2 words? Is it a hyphenated word?
No, I think she wrote it right.
Val!
Loose leaf.
You need to join us for Last Dragon if you've seen Last Dragon. Oh
my God.
So we need on the website. I feel like
we need some sort of special treat if Val saw the movie.
I know. What we need on the website, Val, when you have time, we're going to get you onto a special edition of the VHS Club where we go through our list and we'll just highlight the ones that you've seen. So then we can identify.
There'll be like a little trophy next to the iconic movies that
we need
Val
a Val like emoji. It could be a trophy, could be whatever you want as the Val emoji. We will be in. Yes, I haven't watched Cocoon yet, so I don't think I've ever seen it. I could be totally wrong, but I don't think I've seen it, so I'm very excited.
I feel like also Cocoon is referenced in a lot.
It's referenced in a lot, so I feel like I've seen clips, but I shouldn't. I have absolutely seen clips, but I don't think I've seen the movie all the way through. So I'm looking forward to it. So next
it's one of those VHS tapes that I had at the cottage. We had like Amadeus, Cocoon, and we had what was it called? Slapstick, the hockey movie, and Les Gars, which is also a hockey movie.
We had always had Sound of Music on VHS.
Yeah, there was like
both
very
my
limited
grandparents' houses. That was like
movie selection.
Yeah.
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 Up at the cottage, and Cocoon was one of them. Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm
well,
excited to rewatch it.
I'm excited. And thank you so much for hanging in there with our chaos, which is actually a really good time to remind everyone, because you all seem to still be hanging out with us, that if you are on our email list, when we screw everything up, you can just hit reply and let us know. So you
Please let us
please
know.
let us know.
You're like,
So to join that
dorks,
list,
you got it wrong.
exactly. You've got to go over to the vhsclubpod.com/email and just drop your email address in there. And we promise we only do it as a communication vehicle, and apparently badly. So if you want an inaccurate email and then an apology, I try to make them funny so that you feel less bad about. So yeah, definitely sign up for the email. And we have brand new merch. I ordered some so I can show it off to all of you, but many of you have suggested some fun ideas. We even have like a mug that has our new VHS Club video movie store card on it. So we got really geeky with all that. So
Nice.
lots and lots of fun stuff. We now
love
need
the
our
tater that
Val
looks like a
hasn't
finger
seen
mark.
it. Yeah, we need a new line of merch. That's our VHS Val hasn't seen it, and VHS Red for hasn't, and VHS Green for has. Excellent, Paul. We'll work on that merch
that's
next,
brilliant.
so we can send to Val. That'll be our next line of merch just for Val. The rest of you can't order it. It'll be great. All right. Well, now we're getting crazy side questing, so we better wrap. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all next
Good
week for
night.
Cocoon. Bye. Bye.
Kidnapped, walking the scene